Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an expensive hobby, and that's true for a lot of trading card games. But does it necessarily need to be? Not everyone has the same resources available to compete. In this series, I want to help everyone who may not have as much to work with. Doesn't matter if you're a teen in college, a new player, a veteran needing to attend other priorities for a bit, or anything in between. I want to help others play the game I love and have a shot to become a king on a limited resource. This is the King's Allowance. Yo, what's up guys, it's Noah from Glitchmaker, and today I have another episode of King's Allowance. Got another deck profile, but instead of doing a deck profile of a deck that was made specifically for King's Allowance, this is just a straight up deck that I took to locals twice. Made an extra. The side is different because I have a different side on Nexus than I do in real life. But today is May the 10th, and I took this to my last two locals. And the first locals run, I got second place with it, only losing to Cash Regenesis Fiendsmith. And this time last time, I went completely undefeated 3-0. But let's get into the deck profile. We have 3 copies of Refrain. You can target one Melodious Fusion monster you control. Send one Melodious monster from deck to grave. And if you do, the targeted monster gains attack equal to the level times 200 until end of turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. And that's its pin scale effect. If she's normal or special summon, you can add a Melodious monster from deck to hand except herself. If a Melodious Fusion monster is special summoned to your field while she's in the face-up extra deck, except during damage step, you can place her in your pin scale. And then you can only use each of those effects once per turn. Next up we have Couplet, the Melodious Songstress. You cannot Pendulum summon except for lights. This effect cannot be negated. If you do not control any face-up monsters other than Melodious monsters, you can add Melodious Spell Trap from deck to hand. You can only use that effect once per turn. That's the pin scale effect. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it for your normal draw, you can reveal it, special summon a level 4 or lower Melodious from hand or graveyard. And if a Melodious Fusion monster is special summoned to your field, you can place her back in your pin scale while she's in your face-up extra deck. And you can only use each effect once per turn. As on 2 Soprano, when she's special summoned, you can target a Melodious in grave, except herself, and add it to hand, and you can only use that effect once per turn. Soft once per turn, you can fusion summon a Melodious Fusion monster from extra using monsters you control as fusion materials, including her. 2 Sonata, if you control a Melodious monster, you can just special summon her from hand. Doesn't start a chain. While the special summon monster is on the field, all fairy type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. If you control a Cannon the Melodious Diva, same special summon condition as Sonata, but you can only summon her hard once per turn. That way, once per turn, you can target Melodious and you control changes battle position. I play her because I did not want to spend more money on a third Sonata, and also she's an extra name. She's also level 4, which does come up sometimes. Aria, while the special summon card is on the field, Melodious monsters you control cannot be targeted by card effects or be destroyed by battle. My locals hates this card. This card is weirdly obnoxious for people to get around, and sometimes people just don't have an immediate answer for it, so they struggle to out this card for multiple turns. We have Sopina. Once per turn, soft once per turn. You can target a light fairy in graveyard, add it to hand, but you cannot activate the effect of light monsters during the turn you use that effect. 3 Ostinato. If you control no monsters, fusion summon a Melodious Fusion monster from extra using 2 materials from your hand and or deck. During the end phase, destroy the monster's fusion summoned by that effect, and if you do, all the materials that were used are special summoned to your field. First movement solo. First movement has the same activation requirement to control no monsters. Special summon level 4 or lower Melodious from hand or deck. You can only activate 1 per turn. You cannot special summon monsters the rest of the turn except Melodious monsters. Concerto. Fusion summon a fairy fusion from your extra deck using materials from your hand, field, or pin scales. If a Melodious Fusion monster is sent to your graveyard while it's in your graveyard, even during damage step, you can place it on bottom and draw one. And then we have a ton of non-engine. My non-engine was 3 Orange Light, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, 2 Droll, 1 Fuelos. I only played 1 Fuelos because I don't own more Fuelos. But because this is a budget deck, you can just play the 3rd Droll over this because initially I was going to be on 3 Droll. I took out the 3rd one for a Fuelos. 1 Talents, 1 Prosp, 1 Small World. This is a really weird tech card that I chose to play. It basically allows you to bridge any Melodious name and some of your hand traps into another Melodious name. And Veiler being a level 1 light, 0 attack and 0 defense is how you get there, usually. And then 2 Droplet. The reason I main Droplet was occasionally there are some decks that summon monsters to your field, and you don't want to have monsters on your field for Ostinato and First Movement, so you just send them with Droplet. And then extra deck, Gravity Controller. This is mainly for when Baka gets negated by like an Imperm or Veiler. You link her off for this, and the way you clear this is a Tribute Summon. So it's jank, but it works. 2 Bloom Harmonist. If she is Link Summon, you can discard a card, special summon 2 Melodious monsters with different levels from your deck to zones this card points to in defense. You can now special summon the turn you activate this effect except Melodious monsters. You can only use that effect once per turn. Hard once per turn. And if a Melodious monster this card points to attacks, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. 1 Mirage Lights. When a spell trap or card effect is activated, quick effect, you can send 1 fairy from hand to grave, negate, destroy. If it's in your possession, is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add up to 2 ritual monsters and or ritual spells, but you're never going to do that because you don't run any rituals, and both effects are hard once per turn. 1 SP Little Knight. Everybody probably knows what she does at this point. 1 Underworld Goddess. This is mainly just because sometimes you want to clear an opponent's monster, and you want to, and it's like kind of a pseudo tower. So shut this in. Your extra deck is very loose. It's not tight. So you can just throw in Goddess and then be like, okay, I can out Dragoon now. Baguska. This is your D-Barrier backup plan. If they flip D-Barrier, you're going to try and funnel into 2 level 4s on field. So now you can make a Baguska. 3 Baka. While you control this fusion summon card, the activated effects of your Melodious fusions cannot be negated. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If she is special summoned, you can special summon Melodious from your deck. If she is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Melodious in grave, except herself, special in defense. 2 Flowering Etoile, the boss monster of the deck. Quick effect, you can banish until the end phase any number of Melodious monsters you control, then compulse that up to that many face-up cards. You don't have to compulse anything. So you want to summon her but by summon 5 if possible, so you can play around Nib. And of course, that's a hard once per turn. And if the face-up fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because an opponent's card, you can special summon a Melodious monster from deck or extra deck. Very rarely comes up because I mean, like 90% of the time you're just dodging everything. So, 2 Shiberta. Once will face up on field, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyards, banish them. If you do, she gains 200 attack for each. Triple DD Crow is very strong. And Bloom Prima. You could play one of the Melodious Towers, but I play her because A, I already had her. B, she comes up for some really specific Mirage Lights lines. She gains 300 attack for each material used for her fusion summon. Can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. And If the fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target Melodious monster in your graveyard, add it to hand. If you don't want to play SP in this deck because she's a little bit expensive, you can either play another Melodious fusion other than ones already here, or you could play a Nightmare monster or something. She's just a strong card that I wanted in the deck. You don't need to play her. She's nice to have. She doesn't, but you're not going to be missing anything if you're not playing her. Some cards you could probably play over her are Typhon. He's gotten a reprint pretty recently, so he's pretty cheap. Another Link 2, like maybe a Phoenix or a Cerberus. A Unicorn's fine. A lot of stuff you could potentially play. But that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time.